everyone, it's Nicole with Ever the Light. Thank you for joining me. Today I have a goddess flow for you. So we'll be taking up space on our mat, we'll be opening our hips a bit. Of course, as always, go ahead and employ your blocks anywhere you see fit throughout your practice. And if there's ever a point where you're not feeling great, where a certain pose or movement isn't working for you, just gently bring yourself out of it. You don't have to do everything I say. It's your practice. So take a child's pose, take a seat, take a break if it's ever too much, and then just rejoin when you're ready. So we will start our 45 minute practice today. We'll start in a seat. So meet me on your mat in a comfortable seat, whatever that looks like for you. Don't forget to have your water here. Feel free to take water whenever you need it. So we'll just start arriving. Find your sit bones. Bring your spine long. Crown shines toward the sky. Shoulders come up, back, and down. If you feel comfortable doing so, you could close your eyes. And hands can be in your lap. Just connecting with your breath here, just arriving to your practice today. Noticing your inhales and exhales. Thanking yourself for showing up for you today. We'll go ahead and take 3 breaths together here. So inhale deeply, all the way, filling up. And then exhale out of your nose or your mouth. Inhale all the way, filling up down to your belly. And exhale. One more time, deep inhale. And all the way out. Go ahead and open your eyes if you've had them closed. Let's bring in some movement. Inhale, circling the arms up. Exhale, palms touch, hands down to heart center. 2 more times like that. Inhaling, arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Last time, inhale up. And exhale to your heart. Let's inhale up. And take a side bend over to your right. So right fingertips come to the ground beside you. Left arm reaches up and over. Sit bones stay grounded and collarbone stays wide here. Coming up on your next inhale. And exhaling to your left. Left fingertips come to the ground. Right arm comes up and over. Wide collarbones, long spine, and always breathing. Coming up to center and hands through your heart. Inhaling, arms up. Exhale, let's take a twist over to your right. So maybe left hand comes to rest on top of your right thigh. Maybe right fingertips come to the ground behind you as a brace. Inhale to lengthen the spine and exhale, twist. On your next inhale, let's bring arms up to center and exhale, twist to your left. Maybe right hand comes to rest on the outside of that left leg. Maybe left fingertips come to the ground behind you as a brace, not putting too much weight in that back hand, just using it as a brace. Inhale, lengthen the spine, and exhale, think about that twist. Arms up, back to center on your next inhale. And exhale, hands to your heart. Let's circle our shoulders a bit here, forward And switching directions back. Just getting a little movement in. Warming them up, letting them know there's work coming. And maybe getting into our neck a bit. So right ear, right shoulder. Maybe left fingertips come down. Gentle pressure into the earth. And then gently rolling chin to chest. And switching sides, left ear, left shoulder, maybe right fingertips come down, putting gentle pressure into the ground. A few gentle rolls. And if it feels okay, taking your head back, bringing your chin to the sky. And let's switch legs. So switch the cross of your legs, bringing opposite one in front here. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Coming down any amount, maybe keeping spine longer on this first one. If you'd like, you can fold, let your spine round and really melt. Listen to what's calling you. And inhaling back up. You will see cats. They're always welcome in my practice. So you'll see them in my videos probably often. Let's inhale, arms up. And then exhale, cactus. So pull your shoulder blades together here. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze those shoulder blades. And elbows bent in these cactus arms. Fingers can be open wide, or you can keep them kind of closer together. One more breath in, and then exhale, let it go. Wrap yourself in a hug. Round into your spine. Maybe tuck your chin to your chest. Arms come down, inhale up. One more time, cactus, pulling those shoulder blades together. Maybe you invite a little gentle back bend in here, lifting your heart. And then exhale, hug, opposite arm on top this time. And maybe tucking chin to chest. Inhale, arms up, and one more time for that forward fold, hinging at the hips and leading with your heart. Maybe coming down a little farther on this one. And inhaling up. Shifting into a tabletop position here. Gotta watch out for my kitty. So wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. We'll move into some cat-cows here. So once you find your steady tabletop base, squeeze your belly button to your spine and then inhale. Drop your belly, lift your heart for cow pose. Exhale, round your spine, tuck your chin to your chest and push the ground away for cat. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your heart. And exhale, round, tuck your chin to your chest. Really push the ground away. So go ahead and take a few more cat-cows at your own pace, breath to movement. And then meet me in that neutral tabletop. We'll take a few hip circles from here. So tuck your left toes, kick straight back, use your glute. Heel shines towards the sky here. And then just circle forward, out and back a few times, staying strong in the shoulders, trying not to dump too much into that right side. And then go ahead and switch directions, so back, out, and forward. And maybe come off your wrists for a moment, roll them out one direction, make fists. Roll them out one direction and the other. Coming back for that other side, find your strong tabletop. Tuck the right toes, and then kick that right foot up behind you, heel towards the sky. And move into those circles as you're ready. Forward, out, and back. Again, shoulders are strong. Trying as best you can to keep equal weight and not dumping too much to one side. And switching directions as you see fit. From here, we will move into our gate pose. I'll turn to face you. So left foot comes out to the side, to your left side here. It's about in line with that grounded right knee. You can use your blocks here to help you up, or you can enlist that core strength and rise up to your gate pose. Hands can be on your hips, hands can be at heart center, or you can bring hands up. Really pressing that left foot into the ground here. And we'll take a side bend. So bringing that left hand down the outside of the left leg, and then right arm up, and exhaling over to the left. Long spine, collarbones open here. And then kind of rounding down, bringing that right hand down, left hand follows, and stepping back into your tabletop. Maybe shaking your hips left and right here. And we'll take our gate pose on the other side. Kicking that right leg out, about in line with the grounded left knee. Left toes can be flat on the ground or they can be tucked. And then rising up to your gate pose here, using that core. Pressing into the ground with your right foot, and then bringing right hand down and left arm up, side bending over. Spine is long, collarbones are open, smiling. And then rounding that left hand down, right hand follows, stepping back into that tabletop position. From here, we'll move to our downward facing dog. So from a tabletop, walking our hands about one handprint in front, tuck the toes, and then lift the hips up and back for your downward facing dog. Bending into one knee and the other, walking your dog. Pushing down through all 10 fingertips, all edges of the hands. And spiraling so that the eyes of the elbows have that feeling that they're trying to shine towards the front of the room. Strong shoulders here. Finding stillness. And taking a few full breaths in and full breaths out. Gazing forward on your next inhale, go ahead and step to the front of your mat. One big step, a few steps, whatever it takes you to get there. We'll meet in a forward fold, taking our time on this first sun salutation here. Folding forward, generous bend in the knees here, maybe so much so that your torso touches the top of your thighs. Maybe grabbing for opposite elbows and letting your head hang. Full breaths in and out here. And then straighten your legs. Bring your hands to your shins and bring your spine long, gazes at the ground for this halfway lift. Taking a few breaths to feel this shape. And then folding forward. Inhale for that halfway lift, hands on shins, long spine. And exhale, fold. This time let's inhale and rise all the way up, maybe reaching up, and then palms touch, hands to heart center here. We'll take a few rounds of sun salutations here. I will show you cobra pose, and I will also show you a variation, that you can take instead of doing that back bend taking a cat-cow is a good option instead of cobra or upward facing dog. So we'll start, I'll show you that tabletop variation first. Finding your strong mountain pose here, inhaling arms up, and then exhale, hinge at the hips and forward fold. Inhale, hands to shins, long spine for that halfway lift. And exhale, plant your hands in front of your feet, step your feet back, coming all the way down to your mat here. Tops of the feet press down, hands come to frame your ribs, and elbows are pointing back, so shoulder blades together here. On an inhale, lift your chest, and exhale down. That's cobra pose. So instead of that, the variation is coming to a tabletop. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the heart for cat. So those are two options for you there. Let's tuck our toes, bring our hands forward a handprint, and lift our hips up and back, again finding that downward facing dog. Inhale, gaze forward, and exhale, travel to the top of your mat and fold. Inhale, hands to shins, long spine for that halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Plant the hands, step back, maybe coming to that tabletop. Inhaling for that cow pose. And then exhale, tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back for that downward facing dog. So now you have an idea. Just some options for you. Inhale, gaze forward, exhale, travel to the top of your mat and fold. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, fold. Root to rise, inhale, coming all the way up, reaching up, and exhale, hands to your heart. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, arms come up, and exhale, hinge at the hips, forward fold. Inhale, long spine for that halfway lift, and exhale, fold. Plant your hands, step back, take your cow or your cobra, and then exhale, shifting back, finding that downward facing dog. Full breath in here and a full breath out. Inhale, gaze forward, exhale, step to the top of your mat and fold. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, fold. Root to rise, coming all the way up, reaching up, and exhale. Palms touch, hands to heart center. Let's take our sun bees here. So finding that chair pose, toes can be touching, or they can be hip width distance apart, whatever's comfortable for you and your body. So finding your footing, maybe bringing hands to heart center. Let's shift our hips back, bend our knees, and bring our weight into our heels. Lower belly pulls in and up, finding our version of chair. If you'd like to bring the arms up alongside your ears, that's an option as well. But if your shoulders aren't feeling it today, hands at heart center is perfect. One more breath in and forward fold. Inhale, hands to shins, long spine, halfway lift. And exhale, plant your hands. Let's step our left foot back, coming into kind of a runner's lunge here. And then we'll spin that heel down. Maybe bringing our block here, helping us up into our warrior one. So right knee is bent, tracking over the ankle. And then toes of your left foot are facing the long edge of your mat, maybe 30 to 45 degree angle or so. This is our warrior one. Hands can be on your hips, hands can be at heart center, or you can bring hands up. Spiraling that chest forward to face the top of your mat. And don't forget about that back leg. Load optimization here. Equal pressure from both feet, front and back. One One more inhale. And then exhale. Hands come down. Maybe you grab for your block. Spinning back into that runner's lunge. And stepping back to a forward fold at the top of your mat. Inhale, long spine, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Root to rise, coming all the way up, reaching up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Coming in for that chair pose one more time. Maybe bringing arms up, shifting hips back, bending the knees. Weight is in the heels. Lower belly in and up. One more inhale, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, step the right foot back, this time setting up for warrior one on this side, using your block if you'd like, and then spiraling that right heel down, lifting up slowly to that warrior one. And if you'd like to widen out your feet here, you can. Gently heel toe your left foot out a little wider if that feels better in your body. So finding the strong base, both feet pressing into the mat, holding you up, and then spiraling your chest forward. Taking whatever arm variation you'd like. Here you can bring arms up. You could take cactus arms here. Hands to your heart, hands at your hips. Full breaths in and out. One more inhale, and then exhale. Hands come down, shifting back to that runner's lunge position. Right toes are tucked, and then stepping to a forward fold here. Inhale, long spine, hands to shins, halfway lift, and exhale, fold. Inhale, coming all the way up, reaching up, and exhale, hands to heart center. We'll take a Malasana squat here, garland pose. There are some options here for you. You can come to sit on a block, which is good if you're feeling like a little tight today, or if you're unsure, a block is always here for you. So I'm going to step in front of it, bring my legs out a little wider than my hips, just slightly. Heels in, toes out. And then shifting down, bending the knees, keeping the chest up, long spine, collarbones wide, hands to heart center. Sometimes pressing hands together can sort of ground you in another kind of way here. So you can come down here. You can come all the way down to sit your hips onto that block. And then maybe elbows come inside the thighs here. And a little gentle feedback, pushing out with the elbows, pushing in with the legs. Full breaths in and out. You can take it without a block if that's there for you, or if you're up here, amazing. Also great. I only get this far because I've been doing this for years. One more inhale. And then exhale, straighten your legs, forward fold. And then just bend into one knee and the other. We'll slowly make our way up to standing. Let your arms hang. Bending into one knee and moving slowly up. Maybe pausing at your low back. And gently moving up one vertebra at a time. Last thing to come up is your head. And here we are. Awesome job so far. A little more work ahead of us. So let's find that wide leg stance. I can't see my notes because my kitty's in the way. Let's bring heels in, toes out. Find our star pose. So wide, wider than that Malasana, but still where you feel grounded and steady. Firm foundation here with the feet to start. Bringing arms up, stretching out, taking up space, finding your expression of your star pose here. One more inhale. And then exhale. Maybe hands come to heart center, sinking the hips down. Finding this wide leg squat here, finding your goddess pose. Breathing in and out. Pushing into the ground with your feet. Spine is long. Belly is in and up and tailbone is down. On your next inhale, back up to that star pose. Maybe shaking your hips left to right. We'll play with goddess a bit here. So inhale, arms up. Exhale, sink to your goddess and pull your shoulder blades together for those cactus arms here. 3 full breaths in and out. Pushing into the ground with your feet. And inhaling back to star, shaking it out. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, goddess, cactus arms. Finding this strong goddess pose here. Utthita Konasana in Sanskrit. This time let's play with lifting the heels. Deep breath in, full breath out, and then inhale. Lift the right heel. Exhale, let it drop. Inhale, lift the left heel. Exhale, let it drop. Maybe going back and forth like that. Inhaling a heel up and exhaling it down. And then other side, inhaling up, exhaling down. Maybe lifting both heels. Finding your balance here. Full breaths in and out. And then exhale, drop. Inhale, find that star pose, reach up, shake the hips out. And then bring your feet long edge of the mat, toes towards long edge of the mat. Inhaling and exhaling, hinging at the hips, finding that wide leg forward fold here, letting your head drop, and taking 3 full breaths here. Hands can fall where they are. Hands can come to a block, or you can reach for your ankles here. On your next inhale, halfway lift. And then heel toe your feet in towards one another. We'll just bring them back to hips width distance and gently bend into one knee and the other. Coming all the way back up to standing. And taking a few standing stretches here. So hips width distance or toes touching. Right hand finds the right side. Inhale, left arm up, and exhale over, maybe bumping that left hip out. Feet are grounded, spine is long, and collarbones are wide here. And inhaling back up. Left arm finds left side. Right arm comes up on the inhale, and exhale, bending over to the left. Maybe the right hip bumps out. Keeping long spine and collarbones wide. I should be able to read the front of your t-shirt. So while we're not rounding, we're keeping collarbones open here. And back up to stand. We'll take a twist here. Inhaling, arms up. And then exhaling, twisting to your right. Arms extended out in front and behind. And torso faces the right side. Inhale back up to center, and then exhale, twisting to the left. Full breaths breaths in and out. Inhale back to center here. And then exhale. We'll meet in a seat. However you get there is fine. Coming down to sit. Legs come out long. Finding your sit bones here in this Dandasana, staff pose. Spine is long and feet are active. Feet are flexed, so it's that essence of the toes pulling back towards the shins here. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, hinge at the hips and fold. Staying up as high as you'd like, coming down lower. Finding that sweet spot, taking full breaths in and out. Again, think of lengthening the spine on an inhale and folding with your exhale. Inhale, coming back up, and we'll take a fire log pose here. So it's similar to a Sukhasana, easy seat, cross-legged position. But we'll stack our left ankle on top of our right knee here. And if there's a little space in between this left knee and your right foot, that's okay. You can stuff a blanket under there, or you could put a block here if that feels better. Finding your sit bones. Keeping your feet relatively active here. Inhale, bring your spine long, and then exhale. Start to lead with your heart and hinge at your hips like you're looking over, peering over the edge of a cliff. And when you can't get any farther, then go ahead and fold down over your legs. Inhaling back up, and we'll just switch sides here, so gently bringing your left leg beneath, right ankle on relatively on top of your left knee, left thigh. Finding your sit bones, again propping this knee if you'd like. Keeping your feet somewhat active, doesn't have to be crazy flexion, but at least a bit. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, lead with your heart. Peer over the edge of that cliff. And then fold when you find your spot. Full breaths in and full breaths out. Gently coming back up as you're ready. Taking any last little movements you'd like. If you'd like to take a Baddha Konasana, bring soles of the feet to touch. You can gently, slowly move the legs up and down, or you can stay in stillness here. You can take windshield wipers, where you bring your heels down, toes up, feet active. Gently move from one side to the other. Any last little movements you'd like before we find our resting pose. And we'll take our Shavasana and Child's Pose today. So, turning over into a tabletop. Bringing big toes towards touching. Shifting hips back toward the heels, and then knees out wide towards the edges of your mat, or knees can be closer together here. It's your call, and you can play with it. Once you're in your child's pose, you're not glued to it. You can adjust and you can move around as you see fit in your body. But Once we find our child's pose, let's take 10 deep breaths in that position, fully breathing into our back body, soaking up our practice, and just finding some inner gratitude for showing up for ourselves today. So finding your child's pose, whatever that looks like for you. When you're ready to gently shift out of your child's pose, walk your hands back under your shoulders and gently push yourself up. We'll find a seat here, and we'll take 3 collective breaths to seal our practice here today. So finding whatever your seat looks like at this point in your practice. Bringing that spine long. And let's inhale deeply, filling up all the way to your belly. And exhale out the mouth. Inhaling deeply. And exhale, letting it out. One more deep inhale, really soaking up your practice. And then exhale out anything that's not serving you. Thank you so much for practicing with me. Again, I'm Nikki with Ever the Light. I appreciate each and every one of you. Have a great day. See you next time.